Hello and welcome to Dawlish Library Saturday Storytime. We've got another story about the adventures of Bernard Bear this week. This is episode 6 and it's called Bernard Bear Zooms to the Moon. One evening, Bernard and his grandad were sat in the garden. He was staring up at the night sky. The night sky was full of stars, all blinking and twinkling away. And far off in the distance was a beautiful moon. Bernard's grandad told Bernard all the names of the stars and the planets that they could see. He also told Bernard that when he was a small child, some men in a rocket had flown all the way to the moon to see what it was like. Soon it was Bernard's bedtime. Bernard climbed into bed, but he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the story that his grandad had told him. The next day, Bernard got up very early. He went round to see his friend Sam. He got to Sam's house and he knocked on the door. Sam answered, "Hello, Bernard. What are you up to do today?" Bernard said to him, I'm going to fly to the moon today. Do you want to come? Do I need to pack a bag? Asked Sam. No, we'll be back before bedtime. Bernard and Sam got onto Bernard's magic flying carpet. They held on tightly and they set off for the moon. How do we know where the moon is? Asked Sam. Because it's daylight, we won't be able to see it. Bernard pointed up in the sky. Well, it was up there last night, so I think if we head that way, we should be able to find it quite easily. Bernard flew the carpet faster and faster. They were still flying at lunchtime. I'm thirsty, said Sam. I want something to drink. Bernard remembered that his granddad had told him that the planet Mars was the only planet other than Earth which had water on it. We can land on Mars, said Bernard. You can get some water there. So Bernard and Sam set off for Mars. They landed on Mars with a bump. Bump. Is it all right to leave the carpet here? Asked Sam. Yes, I'm sure it'll be fine, said Bernard. And they set off to find some water. Walking on Mars was quite tiring, as it was full of volcanoes, craters, and deep valleys. Eventually, they found a stream and had a nice, long drink. Sam seemed disappointed. What's the matter? Asked Bernard. Well, being called Mars, I thought we might have to be able to get some chocolate as well. Bernard laughed. The chocolate bar was named after the planet, not the other way round. They got back off on the carpet and set off for the moon. A few hours later, they came across another planet. Wow, look at that, said Sam. That one's got a slide. It was called Saturn, and as you can see, it's got a slide round it. Can we stop and play? Asked Sam. Oh, if you must, said Bernard. They landed on Saturn with a bump. Bump. They walked over to the edge of the planet and jumped onto the ring that goes around the planet. Then they slid all the way round on the ring. Whee! Shouted Bernard. Whee! Shouted Sam. And they went round the whole planet on the ring. Come on, said Bernard. We need to start our journey again, otherwise we'll never get to the moon. It was starting to get dark, and they flew past more planets without stopping. That one is called Uranus, and that one is Neptune, said Bernard. Then suddenly, in front of them, they could see the moon. Oh, that's beautiful, said Bernard. I can't wait to get there, said Sam. A little while later, they landed safely on the moon. Just a little bump. Bump! Hooray! Hooray! Shouted Bernard. We made it. Shh, said Sam. Somebody might hear you. Don't be silly, said Bernard. Nobody lives on the moon. Suddenly, a voice said, I do. Bernard and Sam both jumped. They turned round and saw a very strange-looking creature stood behind them. Hello, said the creature. Hello, said Bernard. Hello, said Sam. Are you the man on the moon? Said Sam. No, I'm not. My name is Martin, and I don't live on the moon. I live on Mars, and I want to go home. Bernard and Martin and Sam sat down on the moon, and Martin started to tell them his story. A few weeks ago, I was sat on Mars with my granddad, looking at the stars in the night sky, and how beautiful they are, and I thought how wonderful it would be to take a closer look. Well, the next day, I was out in my garden, and a shooting star went past. And I thought, that's good. So I grabbed hold of the star's tail and flew off into the night sky. Well, after a while, my arms got very tired of holding on to the star, and it was going very fast. So I let go, the star went off, and I dropped down, and I landed here, on the moon. Wow, said Sam. Have you been here very long? 2 whole weeks, and I was hoping to grab a hold of another shooting star, but they are quite rare, and you might not see one for months and months. What have you been eating? Said Bernard. Well, part of the moon is made of cheese, so I've been eating that every day, said Martin. I've got an idea, said Bernard. We can take you back to Mars on the carpet. There's enough room for all of us. That's so kind, said Martin. I miss my mum and dad, and I'm fed up with eating cheese all day. Martin, Bernard, and Sam all got back on the flying carpet and headed off for Mars. They passed 4 other planets on the way. That's Neptune, that's Uranus, that's Saturn, and that's Jupiter, said Sam. We played on the ring at Saturn on the way. It was very good, said Bernard. Eventually, they landed back on Mars with a bump. Bump. Martin took Sam and Bernard to his house and introduced them to his mum. We've been so worried about you, they said. They gave Martin a big Martian hug. Martin's mum said, you must be very hungry after your journey. I'll make you some sandwiches. Is cheese all right? It was getting late now, so Bernard and Sam needed to start their journey back home. Soon they could see the earth below them. Doesn't that look beautiful? Said Bernard. The earth looked blue and green, and they could soon see all the seas, all the forests, and all the countries back on earth. They landed back on earth with a bump. They were in the park, not far from Bernard's house. Sam raced home while Bernard folded up the carpet. When Bernard got home, his mum had made him a nice tea. Then he went and sat back in the garden with his granddad. His granddad was looking at the moon. Beautiful, isn't it? He said. Yes, said Bernard, but not as beautiful as Mars. Bedtime, thought Bernard's mum. Just coming, said Bernard. He was quite tired after his long journey to the moon and back, stopping off at Mars and Saturn. Bernard got ready for bed. He went over to the window, drew back the curtains, and looked up at the night sky. He could see all the planets and all the stars and the moon that he'd visited earlier in the day. Bernard looked over once more towards Mars and waved. "Good night, Martin," he whispered. "Hope you're safe and sound. And don't go catching on to any more shooting stars. Good night." I hope you enjoyed that. That was Bernard the Bear, Zooms to the Moon. There'll be another Bernard story next Saturday. And on Thursday at 11 o'clock, I'm doing a special bounce and rhyme session, which have lots of other bears in it. So it's like a teddy bear's picnic. There'll be songs about bears. There'll be stories about bears. So if you have a teddy bear or you have any other cuddly friend, then they're more than welcome to join us. It's 11 o'clock on the Dawlish Library Facebook channel. Hope to see you there. Bye.